Howdy folks, Rob MaximumRD, Rob MaximumRD here. This is a video I'm just so throwing together off the top of my head, just based on a spur of the moment, a little conversation having on Facebook in my Facebook gaming group. By the way, I'll leave a link for that. If any of you aren't in my Facebook gaming group, that's fine. But if you're on Facebook and you're not in my Facebook gaming group, why aren't you? I'll leave a link to that in the description. But anyways, I was having a conversation on a post that I had made previously from Blaine Locklear, all about, fat PS2 and backing up games to a hard drive in the original PlayStation 2 to the hard drive connected to a network adapter, and all these little, I think it's using FreeMcBoot and some kind of hack on your memory card, how you can back up and to the hard drive and boot backups and things like that. And anyway, got in a conversation, kind of a three-way conversation there with Trey Simmons and Rick. Excuse me, I don't want to butcher your name. I'll try here. I believe it's Rutigliano. I'm gonna guess Rick. Please correct me if I'm wrong there. And as I say, Trey Simmons, and we just kind of talking here about basically, well, I'm doing most of the talking as usual, rambling on. And I started talking about how I, back in the day, basically what I did was I got my method was a little bit different than shown in Blaine's tutorial. Didn't have the FreeMcBoot hack on the memory card and anything like that, but I was quite happy with backing up, making backups, copies, pirated, to for my PlayStation 2, and I had done it by the method of installing a flip-top lid on my PlayStation 2. Now at that time, the options were basically use a flip-top lid and a couple discs called Swap Magic. Now these were pressed discs. By the way, just a little side note here, because as I do go off track and ramble, a lot of people, it's funny, to this day I'll still see people who make comments. It's like, I downloaded the Swap Magic discs and I can't get them to boot on my PlayStation 2 so I can load my backups. Why don't, this is a bad copy of the Swap Magic discs. Look, you can't make copies of Swap Magic discs. The whole point of Swap Magic discs or similar discs for the PlayStation 2 were to allow you to boot backup copies. Think about it. It was to allow you to boot backup copies. So you're not going to be able to boot backup copies of the Swap Magic discs. It's I just want to put that out there because it's something I still see in comments sometimes to this day. Anyways, the Swap Magic discs were something you ordered, and again, they were pressed discs, just like a game, what have you, and they would allow you. They were a commercial product that you bought, as much of in a gray area as they may have been. But you did purchase these. You didn't download and burn them and then try to boot them. You purchased them. And when you had the Swap Magic disc, once you had them, and I believe you had two. You had one that was actually on a DVD and one that was on a CD format. And they would allow you to insert that disc, depending on the game you were loading, original PlayStation game, whether, again, that was on an optical CD or a DVD. You'd put the matching Swap Magic disc in. It would go into your PS2. It would spin for a bit, basically load the bootloader of similar media, and then you would remove the Swap Magic disc, insert your backup copy, and boot it up and play your game. Now, of course, some of you are thinking, "Wow, but how could you swap the disc out if the disc is always spinning?" Well, there's two methods. Well, I won't get into that. Basically, what you would do is you'd install a flip-top lid into your PlayStation 2. Now, I couldn't find that. I didn't dig it out, but that's what you did. A little tricky, bit of work, took some time, but once it was installed, worked great, no problems. Why am I wearing my glasses? I don't know. And that was cool. So use the Swap Magic discs, play your backups. And it worked great. I had no problem with that. So anyways, I just wanted to show a few of the items relating to that that I have. I'll do one of these days a more proper, thorough, detailed video. But this one is just, again, off the top of my head and rambling. So let's take a look at some of these items. Okay, so here's a little box I had sitting under my desk and some other items that I found. Now, I don't have the Swap Magic discs here, I believe. No, I don't. Okay, I don't have the Swap Magic discs, unfortunately. I don't know where they are, but I do have them in cases, much like this Swap Magic. No, I think they're in here, actually. Let's take a look. So all these crazy little tricks and things we did back in the day to load backups on our PlayStation 2. Oh, that's one type of Game Shark. And that's related as well. Let me just get into that. It's another type of Game Shark. Yeah, now I remember why I had my glasses on. Let's put those back. Yes, I have many Game Sharks. I don't know how I ended up with so many. Mostly through deals and buying lots of, sales lots. Action Replay Max. That's yet another Game Shark type peripheral. What the heck's this one? Get More Game. Codebreaker. Nope, yet another type of cheat and code disc. Codebreakers 8.2 by Pelican. Codebreaker Pelican, they were another company's answer to the Game Shark. Coder. Okay, here we are. Now we're getting there. Swap Magic. Oh no, okay, I don't have them in fancy big cases. There we go. Magic 3 Plus. See, that's the DVD. And that's the CD. So if your original PS2 game was on CD, you'd load this one, the CD one. If it was on DVD, obviously, you'd load this one. And once it loaded, it would stop spinning after a few seconds and would allow you to open the flip-top lid, stick in your backup copy, and play your PS2 copied games or backups. So we have some more here. What is this one? HD Advance, the ultimate game storage management solution. HD Advance. Okay, so that's another one of those discs. It wasn't actually the Swap Magic or the Swap Magic Plus. I'm starting to get them all mixed up. But basically, so the HD Advance was what we used before we used, a memory card hack or free McBoot or anything like that. We would load the HD Advance disc. Then this would allow us to transfer games to our hard drive on our PlayStation 2 that was installed through the network adapter. There's another HD Advance. Why do I have two? And they both say version 1.0. It's been a while, folks. I'm not sure why I have two. That's good. Oh yeah, same deal. One's on a compact disc and the other's on a DVD. Depending on the game that you are attempting to back up to your PlayStation 2 hard drive, you would insert the appropriate disc. So what else have we got? Well, that's just a game, Rampage. And what's this here? MC Exploit Launch CD, HD Advance. Use as test CD. Add more alpha files. Add Swap Magic CD, DVD. I don't even recall what any of that means. So I have to find my hardware at some point. And then there's this. Yes, Swap Magic 3 Coder version, plus Coder version. I think this might have been the last one I bought because it's 3.8. Swap Magic 3 Coder version. So it allowed you to, it had the swap magic function of basically being able to load your backup or copy discs to your networked hard drive on your PlayStation 2. And again, we have a CD and a DVD version. But it's the coder version because it also included the functionality of a Game Shark or Replay Max or any of these type of cheat devices also built in to these discs. And I keep these because the original pressed versions allow me to still do that. I still have my fat PS2 original PlayStation 2 with a networked hard drive somewhere in storage. I'll have to dig that one up. And, you know, those discs still function. But I'll go through a few more discs here. Oh, another accessories. There's something on this USB. I forget. I definitely put something on. I think it'll allow me to put saves to a USB stick. Anyways, this one definitely. See, that's, again, that accompanies the Action Replay Max. Could be like a dongle, and it probably tells the system that I actually have the, oh, I don't know. I'm just talking out my ass now. I forget what this does. I can't remember if it's backup saves, codes, whatever. Guess I gotta do some more research. Maybe I'll add some links in my description. But anyways, going on. Now this is another one. This is one I was mentioning in our conversation on Facebook. PSX Change 2. Yeah. This one never worked well for me. Addition features anti-mod chip code, cheat code function, play imported games on your PlayStation console. Yeah, it didn't work very well. Some people said it did work well for them. I never did have it. I never could get it to work very well. Let me see here. What does that say? Focus. No alteration. Let's focus here, boys. There we go. No alteration needed to your console, so does not affect the warranty. More successful than so-called mod chips. Okay, that's baloney. I mean, I know there were some early mod chips that weren't the best, but no, I think mod chips were always better than any of these type of discs. Easy to use. Simple insert, not simply, but simple insert the PS Exchange into your console and follow the on-screen instructions. Doubles the amount of games available. Right, for import games. Yeah, again, I never got this to work very well, so yeah, whatever. Play imported games on your console. Let's take a look at that. PSS Exchange. No, it never worked very well for me. Anyways. But I keep it because it's original disc I bought back in the day. And I believe in connection with that, here's an example. Here's the original PlayStation PS1. Now you'll see inside here, I got this little thing attached. And what this does is it holds down the lid sensor. And this way, the lid always stays open. But the unit thinks the lid is closed because this is in there. And that would allow you to take whatever kind of boot disc or import disc loader like this. So you'd insert that. Turn on your unit, it would start spinning, read the information, and then basically, I think at some point you could be prompted to stop it from spinning. You can just pull it out. The machine would think that the disc was still inserted, and then you'd stick in your backup copy, press X or whatever, and tell it to continue loading, and supposedly boot your import games. But again, I got it to work a couple times, but I was never very successful with it. This one, I didn't really like that one. So there's that. And then, of course, all that went out the door with my fat PS2 with the flip-top lid. I will do a video on that at some point. I don't know if I can find it. But here's a good old PS2 Slim. And this one I remember getting a really good deal on it. Somebody had done a professional job of soldering in a mod chip, one of the latest best mod chip at the time. All I know is whatever any copies or backups I made of games on CD, DVD, PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, this mod chip unit just loaded up everything I threw at it. And needless to say, once I had that and it worked so well, I basically stopped using my PlayStation 2 with the flip top lid. Yeah, but you know, it's so funny, as I was kind of saying in that Facebook thread to Rick and Trey, you know, at the time I installed the flip top lid and used the swap discs, yeah, it was a little tedious or whatever, but man, at the time, I just thought it was the greatest thing in the world. It's just so awesome. I could have access to so many games and boot them on the original console and everything. So that was really cool to me anyways. But yeah, obviously, and as I had mentioned to Trey, once I had gotten this mod shipped one, I remember thinking, man, I should have saved up and I got this right off the bat. But then at the same time, I look at my fat PS2 with the hard drive installed and the network adapter and the flip top lid that I installed, and I had a little bit of trouble doing that. It took some time, but I did it and I finished it, and I felt really good about that. It was fun, and I did enjoy a lot of games on that system with the flip top lid and the swap magic discs. So anyways, I just wanted to go through, make a quick video. It serves two purposes, really. It allows me to ramble on. Now, some of you can do a much better job and give more descriptions of some of these items that I showed you. Swap Magic Coder, Swap Magic 3, HD Advance. You know, if any of you guys have experience for any of these items, leave it in the comment, talk, you know, join in my Facebook gaming group if you're on there. That link will be in the description. Let's look at a couple more items here. That's the Action Replay Max and Action Replay Max Evo Edition for use with the PlayStation 2. Got so many crazy things here. Max Memory. I believe that's what's, yeah, that's this here. Max Memory. I think it just loaded game save. It will allow you to load game saves and hacked game saves and all this kind of stuff. But anyways, again, people with either better memories or are currently still doing that could chime in their experiences. Top tips for playing CDR media successfully on your PlayStation 2. Yeah, okay, and what is this? Why is it stuck? Get the most out of your Game Shark for PlayStation 2. Cool. Yeah, I have it, as I showed there, I have several versions of the Game Shark for my PlayStation 2. Man, I used to love this stuff. Bust your games wide open. Jump higher. Infinite weapons, infinite lives. I love that shit. You know, and there's always people that's like, oh, it's funny. People either love the Game Shark and these cheat devices, or some people are very defensive. Oh no, I'd never use those. I like the challenge. I like the challenge. Why would you use that? Cheat me? No way. It'll lighten the hell up, people, okay? First of all, such devices, even back to the old Game Genie on your Nintendo, Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis, yeah, I had all those too. Oddly enough, for me, it wasn't about, I mean, first of all, they weren't online devices. Well, not for the most part, right? So, who cares? Cheat, have fun. Initially, when I played a game, at least for me, I can only speak for myself. Initially, when I played a game, I liked it, enjoyed it, played it, had challenge, have that feeling of satisfaction of beating the game. It's awesome, right? I know I'm going off on a completely different tangent now, right? It's so unlike me. But there's times, you know, you complete a game, or you've gotten bored of a game. Maybe you've completed it a couple times. Maybe you've completed it a few times, but maybe you haven't found every single item, but you're like, but I don't want to slog through the entire game again just to see what I missed. That's the beauty of such devices. Infinite lives, start on any level, what have you. You could quickly run through these games again and find those areas you missed or items you didn't discover or whatever. That's what I liked about them the most. Not loading it up and cheating off right from the get-go. That's not so much fun. Well, it can be. But anyways, I digress. Yeah, it's just some fun thing to do. What I liked, actually, especially I will say this with the old 8-bit Nintendo and the Game Shark, was I would just fiddle around with it. I mean, yeah, I'd use codes that either came in the book or you'd get from friends or whatever. I guess not so much online back in those days. But you could order more code books and things like that. But one of my most favorite things of doing was just entering random codes into the Game Genie for the original 8-bit Nintendo. And you could do, I forget how many sets of codes. Thing is, once you shut the unit off, unlike devices that would come out later, it didn't save it. So that was kind of a bummer. But I would play around with random codes just off the top of my head, enter these codes, just to see what weird effect it would have in the games. And I remember a few times I had crazy effects, and I've said this before. 8-bit Batman game, one of the great challenging fun games of the era. I entered some random codes. I don't know what they were. I was writing them down originally to start with, and of course now thinking back, I was thinking I probably could have just video recorded what I was doing as I was playing the games. But anyways, I was a stupid young person, and so I'd lose the codes after I shut it off. But two effects that I loved in that game, Batman, was one, as Batman entered, you'd go from the left of the screen and continue right. And then as you reach the end of the screen, it would scroll and go to the next screen. Well, two effects that were really cool. One was, as soon as I came onto the screen, all the enemies appeared. At the same moment they appeared, literally, they were all just explode and die and leave behind in whatever they were carrying, so on and so forth. And you literally just walk through the game. You didn't even fight or do anything. You just walked through the game, and everyone just died in front of you as soon as you appeared. It was like you were some kind of demon god or something that was just making everyone die, and they would leave behind all their prizes. So that was one cool code. And then the other one was, I remember going back later looking to see if I could find a code that does things like this. I never did. Maybe some of you did, but I never did. And of course, I don't know what the code was that I had entered. The other one that was really cool was, as great as the music already was in that 8-bit Batman game, I don't know if it was an effect of the Game Genie code either altering the music or suppressing certain parts of the music. But basically, and I can't really describe it, but if you know the theme of the 8-bit Batman game in general, sorry, I'm being a little shaky. If you know the theme of that game and the music that played throughout, which was great, that opening intro screen and you see the Batmobile and everything, but somehow this code made it was more bassy. It was more bassy, and it was mostly just drums. It was definitely altered from how the music would normally be, but it still sounded good. It sounded awesome. I almost felt as if it had unlocked an alternate soundtrack, but that seems weird to me, that you'd have, you only had so much room and information on an 8-bit Nintendo game. So to think that there'd be a whole other alternate soundtrack, that's not likely, right? So it probably suppressed some instruments or just altered the music somehow. But it just changed the soundtrack, and it was still really cool sounding. Never was able to repeat those tricks or codes in that game. But anyways, just memories that I have, I can't tell you what I ate last week for dinner on Tuesday, but I can tell you things like that. I don't know. So anyways, this was just a silly ramble. Again, just to show some of these crazy items that we had for our PlayStations and PlayStation 2s. And, well, since I'm here and I've already rambled on, might as well show you these cards here. Let's see here. I think they're just basic cards. Cheap memory card for PlayStation 1. Another cheap memory card for PlayStation 1. Ditto. That's what most of these are. Ditto. And no, I don't sell or give away memory cards. Ditto. Because these cheap ones could die on me at any time. Ah, this is nice. This is your 8 megabit PlayStation 2 card. Authentic, legit. There's another one. Nice black ones. Legit. Ooh, that's a nice one. It's a kind of a transparent blue. I really like that one. I'm gonna have a look at what's saved on these. Here's one I always really liked and always worked great. I know a lot of people don't like. I'm sure it's Mad Catz. Almost positive it's Mad Catz. Can you see? Anyway, I think it's Mad Catz memory card. I always liked this black and yellow one. That was really cool. PlayStation 2. Now this, Action Replay Max, 32 megabyte memory card. I guess that stores codes. And yeah, stores codes. It may also be a dongle to verify the fact you're using a legit Action Replay Max. Again, as I've said earlier, I'm just talking out of my ass. If any of you have more, there's a 16 megabyte memory card for the Action Replay Max. If any of you know better or have better information, please leave it in the comments. Another cool black official card. Oh, what could that possibly be for? Now that's definitely a dongle for the, you insert it like a memory card, but it basically, I believe, it allows your Game Shark to work and function properly. I know sometimes people use copies of Game Sharks or even copies of Game Coder and some of these other cheat devices, and they can never get them to work or boot their backups because they don't have this authentic dongle. Anyways, I just like to say dongle. Who doesn't? And this one is one of those memory cards. So it's got a switch on there. There, it's like several banks. You can save several pages of game saves. It's supposed to be a very large. No, that's not what this is. Silly me. Duh. No, this again. I get to say the word dongle. This is a dongle, cheap. I think it's Intech. You plug this in. It's the infrared receiver for this cheap, very cheap, crappy wireless gamepad right here. So yeah, whatever. PS2. Yeah, I'm gonna try my PS1, see if it works. I don't know if it will, but okay, I've rambled on long enough, incoherently, and whatever. It was something to do. So hi Trey, and hi Rick. I'm rambling on now, so I don't know, whatever, who cares? Oh, serves a different function, also lets you guys on YouTube know that I'm still alive, I'm still here, I'm still strong. So I'll talk to you later, bye.